Following video clip shows you how to access GLAM and ACRES to allow you print maps for ACRES clients. Please follow the instructions on screen. When in AgFood, enter your username, PIN and password. Once you get the list of approved applications, select Generic Land Management. In GLAM, then select ACRES. You will be presented a list of your clients on the client homepage. You have a number of options to select the client to view. You can either click on the view button for the client listed, or you can use the various search criteria. You can even enter a herd number to just bring up that specific herd, and when you've entered it, if you click search, that client will be available to you. To access the client's farm sustainability plan, click view. Once you click on start button, it will start the plan and it will bring you into the home page. Now we won't go through the home page today because we're only concerned with the maps, so if you click on open map, it'll bring you straight into the maps. On the first page, when you enter the maps, you'll be presented with the maps and list of parcels within that holding. If you click on any of the parcels in that list, you'll be brought directly to those parcels. You can reduce that screen. Now we have a number of different map navigation tools. So the hand feature, if you click on that, it will allow you, if you click on the screen and hold the mouse, it will allow you to pan across the screen. You have the arrow buttons, which allows you to pan north, south, east and west. You have a button to allow you to zoom to an area. So if you click on the screen and drag your mouse across the screen, it will bring you to that specific area. You have the option to locate to an area, so if you know the coordinates that you want to go in and view, if you enter coordinates on it, and the scale, it'll bring you directly to that part of the maps. You have the zoom in button, zoom out button, and the final button then that's available to you is go to the full extent of the map. So that will bring you out to the map of Ireland. Again, you can go back to the panel on the very bottom to go back and view any of the parcels listed. The next thing we're going to look at is the map layers. So there's quite an extensive list of map layers available to you on the ACRES GLAM system. They're all in particular groupings. So beside each grouping you will have a plus arrow. When you press on the plus arrow, it will open that grouping for you. So you can see there's quite an extensive list of groupings available, and we'll just go open each one of them that you can see the number and types of layers that are available. While printing the maps, if you select any of these layer groupings or layers specifically themselves, and when you press the update button, those layers will be displayed on screen and they can be output to the PDF that you're going to create. There are a number of icons at the top of the screen. If you hover over them, it will give you an explanation of what each one of them are. So you can see the first one, turning on and off all layers. The second one then is make all layers selectable or unselectable, and the final one then is make all labels visible or invisible. So each one of those are given an indication of which checkbox you need to complete. So the first icon is related to the first checkbox in a row, and then it's the same with the second one and third one. So they relate to the second and third checkboxes in each row. When you turn on a layer, you always must click the update button to make that layer visible on the map. Now, just in relation to CP zone layers on the map, this is just a map of Ireland, but there is a specific CP zone layer on the reference layers on the ACRES maps. So if you go into reference layers, you can see that we have a CP zone layer. If you select that and click update, you can see that the layer has been displayed on screen here. You can see it's kind of a yellow hatched. If we go to one of the parcels and this particular holding, you can see that this layer is overlapping, but if it's not apparent to you, if you click on the parcel, it'll bring up the layers that are selectable, and you can see that this layer is in a particular CP zone. So just to deselect all. So if you zoom out, it becomes more apparent or clear where the CP zone layer lies in relation to these parcels. You can see that it's the yellow hatched area or layer that's visible on screen. And again, you can turn on and off any of these layers. Once you update, then they're either displayed or not displayed. Now the next stage we're going to go on to is printing maps. So the way the maps print on Acres is that you have the map print functionality. What's printed is exactly what's being printed or what you can see on the screen. So you have two options. You can either print by A3 or A4. If you select A4, you have a number of options where you can enter extra details that will be displayed on the map when it's printed or when it's produced. So if you need to, you can add the layers that you have turned on it, the herd number, the data house created, but you can use these boxes to complete any type of information that you think would be relevant to you on a printed map. So once you have all your details entered, if you click the print button, you will the maps will be printed in PDF format. So you have the option of either downloading them or printing them. So once you've either saved or printed, you can close down the PDF that has been created to bring you back into the GLAM application. So you can do this a number of times. You can select different parcels, you can zoom in, zoom out, turn on and off different layers. So the number of maps that you can print and output from GLAMs, there's no restriction on them. So it's depending on what your own requirements are. And again, we'll just add a little bit of text that will be displayed on the screen just to show what particular layers you've turned on. So once you click print, it'll generate the PDF outside of GLAM, and again you can print or download it to your PC. If you finish, then to log off, you can return to the GLAM application itself, and when you click off in the top right hand corner, you go back out to the approved applications page unless it's so you can exit. Final note: the facility to draw actions on Acres maps is currently available on GLAM, but some of the validation required to restrict what can be drawn hasn't been fully developed. You can draw any of the actions available on GLAM now and print them out on the map if you would like to use the maps for demonstration purposes for your clients. Please note that you must ensure that you delete any of the actions you draw now before you start to create the farm sustainability plan, which will be fully available when the next version of GLAM for Acres is released. You will be notified in advance of when the next version of GLAM will be made available.